Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nathan and on this video I'll be predicting the 2022 MLB Playoffs and World Series. Watch until the end to find out. Please hit that subscribe button if you're new and let's get into the video. In the playoffs this season there will be 6 teams in each conference for a total of 12 teams making the playoffs compared to last season when there was 10 teams making the playoffs. So we'll be going round by round, so let's begin the American League wildcard rounds. The Seattle Mariners versus the Houston Astros. The Seattle Mariners and the Houston Astros have never faced each other in the playoffs. In Seattle's franchise history, they have currently made the playoffs 4 times, and their last appearance came in the 2001 season when they won 116 games. The Seattle Mariners are the only current MLB franchise that has never appeared in a World Series yet. The Houston Astros, on the other hand, have been to the World Series in their franchise history, and their last appearance came last season. In the 2021 World Series, they played against the Atlanta Braves and lost that series in 6 games. Houston has currently made the playoffs 15 times currently. So my prediction is that the Houston Astros will win this series over the Seattle Mariners in 3 games. The New York Yankees versus the Tampa Bay Rays. These two teams have met each other in the playoffs once. The only playoff series between these two teams was back in the 2020 AL Division Series. The Tampa Bay Rays won that series in 5 games. The New York Yankees have made the playoffs 5 times in a row currently, and in their franchise history they have made the playoffs 57 times. In the playoffs last season, they made it to the AL wildcard game against the Boston Red Sox and unfortunately lost that game. Their last World Series appearance came in the 2009 season and they won that World Series. The Tampa Bay Rays have currently made the playoffs 3 straight seasons in a row, and in their franchise history they have made the playoffs 7 times. In the playoffs last season, they made it to the AL Division Series against the Boston Red Sox and unfortunately lost that series in 4 games. Tampa Bay has made 2 World Series appearances in their franchise history, and they haven't won either of those appearances, and their last World Series appearance came in the 2020 season. So my prediction is that the Tampa Bay Rays will win this series over the New York Yankees in 3 games. So now heading over to the National League wildcard rounds. The San Francisco Giants versus the Milwaukee Brewers. The San Francisco Giants and the Milwaukee Brewers have never faced each other in the playoffs. The San Francisco Giants made the playoffs last year and have made the playoffs 27 times in their franchise history currently. In the playoffs last season, they made it to the NL Division Series against the Los Angeles Dodgers and unfortunately lost that series in 5 games. The Giants' last World Series appearance came in the 2014 season and they won that appearance. The Milwaukee Brewers have currently made the postseason 4 times in a row, and in their franchise history they have made the playoffs 8 times currently. In the playoffs last season, they made it to the NL Division Series against the Atlanta Braves, and unfortunately they lost that series in 4 games. They have made 1 World Series appearance in their history, and that was back in the 1982 campaign. Milwaukee is one of 5 teams to have played in the World Series but have never won it. So my prediction is the Milwaukee Brewers will win this series over the San Francisco Giants in 3 games. The New York Mets versus the San Diego Padres. The New York Mets and the San Diego Padres have never faced each other in the playoffs. The New York Mets have made the playoffs 9 times in their franchise history currently. This will be their first playoff appearance since the 2016 campaign. New York's last World Series appearance came in the 2015 season and they lost that appearance. But overall, they have currently made 5 appearances in their franchise history. The San Diego Padres did make the playoffs last year, but in their franchise history, they have made the playoffs 6 times currently. Their last playoff appearance came in the 2020 campaign. San Diego has made 2 World Series appearances in their franchise history, and their last appearance came in the 1998 season, and they lost both of those appearances. So my prediction is the New York Mets will win this series over the San Diego Padres in 3 games. Now let's go to the American League Division Series rounds. The Tampa Bay Rays versus the Toronto Blue Jays. These two teams have met each other in the playoffs once. The only playoff series between these two teams was back in the 2020 Wild Card Series. The Tampa Bay Rays swept that series. The Tampa Bay Rays have been to the World Series 2 times in their franchise history, and those 2 times are in 2008 and in 2020. The Toronto Blue Jays have made the playoffs 8 times in their franchise history currently, and their last postseason appearance came in the 2020 campaign. Toronto has made 2 World Series appearances in their franchise history, and their last appearance came in the 1993 season, and they have won both of those appearances. So I have the Toronto Blue Jays winning this series over the Tampa Bay Rays in 5 games. The Houston Astros versus the Chicago White Sox. These two teams have faced each other in the playoffs twice, and one of those series was in the World Series when Houston was in the National League in 2005. The last playoff series between these two teams was back in the 2021 AL Division Series. The Houston Astros won that series in 4 games. Houston has made the World Series every odd year since the 2017 season. Their last 2 appearances, they have lost both. The Chicago White Sox have currently made the playoffs for 2 consecutive seasons in a row, and in their franchise history, they have made the playoffs 11 times. In the playoffs, they played against these Houston Astros and lost that series. Chicago's last World Series appearance came in the 2005 season when they swept the Houston Astros. So my prediction is that the Chicago White Sox will win this series over the Houston Astros in 5 games. So now heading over to the National League Division Series rounds. The New York Mets versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. These two teams have faced each other in the playoffs 3 times. The last playoff series between these two teams was back in the 2015 NL Division Series. New York won that series in 5 games. The New York Mets have made the World Series 5 times, winning 2 of those appearances, and their last World Series appearance came in the 2015 campaign. The Los Angeles Dodgers have made the playoffs every year since the 2013 season. Overall, they have made the playoffs 35 times currently in their franchise history. In the playoffs last year, they played against the Atlanta Braves in the NLCS, and unfortunately they lost that series in 6 games. Their last World Series appearance was in the 2020 season, and they won that appearance, and since 2017 they have made 3 World Series appearances and winning 1 of those 3. This will be a tough series for both teams, but I have the Los Angeles Dodgers winning this series over the New York Mets in 5 games. The Milwaukee Brewers versus the Atlanta Braves. These two teams have faced each other in the playoffs once. The only playoff series between these two teams was back in the 2021 NL Division Series. The Braves won that series in 4 games. The Milwaukee Brewers will be looking to go back to the NLCS for the first time since 2018 and potentially go to the World Series for the first time since 1982. The Atlanta Braves won the 2021 World Series against the Houston Astros in 6 games. They will be looking to win back-to-back World Series titles this year, and that hasn't happened since the Yankees won 3 World Series titles in a row from 1998 to 2000. That was Atlanta's first World Series appearance since 1999 and their first World Series title since 1995. This will be another tough series for both teams, but I have the Atlanta Braves winning this series over the Milwaukee Brewers in 5 games. Now let's go to the American League Championship Series. The Chicago White Sox versus the Toronto Blue Jays. These two teams have faced each other in the playoffs once. The only playoff series between these two teams was back in the 1993 ALCS. The Toronto Blue Jays won that series in 6 games. The Chicago White Sox last World Series appearance was in 2005 and the Toronto Blue Jays was in 1993. This will be a tough series for both teams, but I have the Toronto Blue Jays win this series over the Chicago White Sox in 7 games and will advance to the World Series. So now let's head over to the National League Championship Series. The Atlanta Braves versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. These two teams have faced each other in the playoffs 5 times. In those 5 playoff series between these two teams, the Braves have won 12 games and the Dodgers have won 12 games, but overall the Dodgers have won 3 out of the 5 series rounds. The last playoff series between these two teams was back in the 2021 NLCS, and the Braves won that series in 6 games. So my prediction is the Los Angeles Dodgers will win this series over the Atlanta Braves in 6 games and will advance to the World Series. In the 2022 World Series, I have the Toronto Blue Jays versus the Los Angeles Dodgers. This will be the first World Series between these two teams. The Blue Jays have made 2 World Series appearances in 1992 and 1993 and won both of those appearances. The Dodgers have made 21 World Series appearances in franchise history and they have won 7 of those appearances. In the regular season, these two teams have faced each other 21 times and the Blue Jays have won 7 games and the Dodgers have won 14 games. The last time these two teams saw each other was in the 2019 season. I absolutely think that this series will be a great one. This will be a really hard-fought World Series between both teams, and I have the Los Angeles Dodgers winning their 8th World Series title over the Toronto Blue Jays in 7 games. So those are my 2022 MLB playoff predictions for this season. Who do you think will win the 2022 World Series? Join me in the comment section down below and tell me what you guys think. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button, make sure to hit that like button, make sure to hit that notification bell to be notified of all new videos in the future. Make sure you share this video with friends and family, and please get this video out there. My name is Nathan, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to just keep loving sports, and I'll see you next time.